And with that all said and done, heading into the land of dawn for today's very first game, Burnex Flash versus Blacklist International.
Always have to watch out for the early game, the turtle fight, I mean, for Blacklist International. They're very good at it. And now they have the Akai versus Fredrin, knowing for sure that the Akai was designed to counter this Fredrin in the jungle just because of that heavy spin factor that you can win the turtle fights.
Now, of course, when I'm looking at Novaria, something that we haven't, or rather I myself haven't really quite seen happen, that is one thing that I'm relatively surprised.
It's a nice try there by ATM, trying to go for a very early invade. Cheesy. Wise does have that retribution, but I do want to bring up something here. Edward on the Unbending Will. We don't really see a lot of tenacity now at MSC, mostly going for Unbending Will.
That's right. That's the Edward special. He likes it a lot because he wants to outplay opponents. He's a killer kind of X-Lane or an Arlet, and they need more damage. They can't just rely on the Beatrix this game.
I really like the small little fact that ATM decided to jump into the jungle and force Wise to take away that retribution.
A lot of damage placed down in that top side of the map. Wise already pressuring ATM as well, forcing him to recall, and it should just be ATM losing out on the full Cannon Minion XP in the XP lane. Meanwhile, in the mid lane, a little bit of a gank already. Yue forced to use the flicker right before the Lord spawns, coming up in 20 seconds.
I was about to say that ATM will have a great time this game just because of the fact that he's a Joy and he does not have any, I mean, Blacklist International doesn't have any lockdown to pin down this Joy. But then again, the focus was not let him play.
They're really going to focus, at least for Blacklist International, they're really focusing quite a lot onto the EXP lane, as we are pretty much going to be looking at Wise going in.
Oh, Chama is going to be pinned down by the heavy spin. A good first blood over to Blacklist International as they go for the first neutral objective, already converting onto that kill. D7, level 4, finally now. Will he choose to go for the contest? ATM's looking for it as well. Wise picks it up, no problem, no biggie. Retribution still up as well.
A standard day for Blacklist International, easily taking themselves their first turtle right off the bat. Despite the fact that Blacklist International have to force to use the retribution onto their own orange buff, and doesn't really quite happen. Hold a second.
Good cash out from Yue. Super aware as the real word of manipulation comes down as well to respond it over. It's Wise now who has 2 kills on the board. Blacklist out mechanically. Outclassing Burnex Flash mechanically.
Oh, that was a great rotation coming up from Blacklist International up top. What they did was to put Wise on the aggressive move onto the L bush so that nobody from Burnex Flash will be able to check out, because why would you check your own bush, right? You want to check the forward bushes like the Rock Orsa bush or this bush that ATM is holding and check out where Wise is. But then again, they were staying there to ambush Chima. The fact that Chima was taken out before the turtle happened was already great for Blacklist. Now they're leading by 1,000 gold.
The entire team of Blacklist, they are trying to get themselves all across the map. When it comes down to the itemizations, it does seem like they want the 0.2,000 gold lead will help Blacklist International to push forward a little bit more and get themselves a little bit more lane priority. So far, the middle lane from the side of Blacklist International has been moving super fast, especially since Valentina's wave control is not as good as Yi.
Oh, good final slash. ATM might be forced to use the Vengeance here early on. Edward wants to go for an all-in with a Vengeance one more time, but it's just the recalls and it gets the crowd going as he's able to escape.
Now that is going to be the mental game coming from Burnex Flash, right? They will want to put a mental in, but hold on a second, Wise.
Oh, Donut flickers into the heavy spin! A brilliant heavy spin by Wise as it's a double for the Queen.
And immediately right off the bat, 2 members down for the side of Burnex Flash, and the turtle will be appearing in 5 seconds. Burnex Flash doesn't really seem like they will be able to do much from this point in time. So what exactly do they have to do to come back from this game, or rather to just take that second turtle away from Blacklist International?
If you're paying attention to Blacklist International's games, they always fight before the turtle fight happens. 30 seconds before the turtle spawns, you already have to be on your toes and find the members of Blacklist because you know that they'll fight for sure.
Oh, that's the lockdown CC. But D7, oh, it's going to be a Numenal Blast first by Yue. Canceling D7's Numenal Blast as Chima will fall. It's Blacklist International who take control of the neutral objective once more. D7 slowed down now. Venus is waiting for the snipe, but the heavy spin brings him back. The flicker from D7 to respond it over, but he's going to be pinned down ultimately, and Wise picks up a killing spree in the 5th minute of the game.
And of course now with two turtles as well as for about 3,500 gold lead. Oh, Edward!
That's a stun. Donut with a total power memory, but Edward gets out a beautiful final slash flicker combo.
Just a sliver left. And one thing that we're gonna have to take note of is the fact that the gold laners has the gold laner from the side of Blacklist International swapped lanes.
That goal lead for Owl.
That's huge.
Oh, this is...
Donut's not really having a very good time at all. What exactly is happening here?
I really don't know, but because of the fact that there's a lot of like pressure that was put out by Wise. First, going up top and just really not minding the gold lane. But afterwards, after the first turtle, they put a lot of emphasis into that bottom lane. Donut, back-to-back deaths. Really unforgivable if you're Burn Express, especially in the Brody that really depends on the early game, snowball, for him to be successful in a game.
I thought surely Blacklist International might lose a little bit of a control on for Owl. Yes, we're looking at a Brody versus a Beatrix matchup, but Blacklist International, they are constantly moving around. They're constantly getting themselves in the top lane. We see that there are definitely attempts to try to bring Burn X Flash down. They are on a 7-kill lead. And despite all of the games that we have seen so far, Blacklist International, they may get good leads, but the goal disparity is just not that much. But this game is just different.
Orange buff as well was given over to Owl. So you can already see Blacklist International kind of shift their priority very early to give this Beatrix a bit of a better time already. Third turtle spawning back up. That's why you see Owl with the lane swap.
And now the turtle spawns up top. We do have the... Oh, hold on, Shabba!
Pinned down, Bennett's Rage, and the real world manipulation. But Jabba still able to escape right now as D7 pops into the Minan Blast. No heavy spin to play with now as ATM goes into the back. Real world manipulation by Seacat to lock you down. Retreat battle, and it's gonna be Jabba walks up. Donut takes it away. The crowd goes wild. The first win for Burn X Flash in this entire game.
And Burn X Flash, they managed to retreat, get themselves right out without a single casualty. That is definitely big for them. Blacklist International now, there is no more turtles to be inside. The next fight that Garaga has to go for is going to be the Lord that will be appearing down in the bottom lane. Blacklist International, the laning phase is now over. They're gonna have to move on with the rotation. They're gonna have to bring turrets down, but so far they haven't been exactly winning lanes in a proper way. They're just winning fights.
Massive recovery that was started by D7 being in the right position to go for that Numinum Blast. XP versus XP lane battle means that the only free lane, I'd say, for the side of Burn X Flash for now is ATM Stage. The XP laner's lane is because of the fact that he's a joy. But they will need more. Fortunately, they do have D7 who's picking up the slack when it comes to like carrying the team on recovery mode.
We are looking at 3,800 gold. Burn X Flash just holding it down, but Shima and Seacat, they're trying to look for something.
Bit of a missed mechanic there from Edward, but the Minan Blast from Yue. He will not commit anything more. As the RWM placed down as well. Good poke by Venus. Both teams disengages. But that was a flicker burnt from Edward for nothing. It's going to be Burn X Flash with a good trade over. That's the first objective. Turret taken out. Now, Donut and Chama both revealed. That's going to be the poke down. The snipe from Owl. Not going to be able to connect onto Chama, but it does find its mark onto Donut, who has the steel leg plates and is able to just soak it in.
A very pokey style of gameplay from side of Blacklist International. As long as they're able to find themselves those kind of skill shots, they are probably going to be in a very good shot. But hold on a second, as we do have ATM jumping in.
Oh, they're not blast as well. No flicker committed right now, but Donut picks up the kill. Now the Donut part memory as well. And the conceal, they want to go straight for the Lord. A good conversion so far. Blacklist, now it's going to be Wise, who finds the heavy spin, but it's only onto D7. Not a good choice of target unless they're able to push them down instantly with the final slash. Edward does it. ATM onto the back right now, but Owl is going to be charging that Renner down. Edward's going to be pulled down. Donut, he has a tournament memory! And he finds the kill back on Venus! Snipes ATM from the mid lane tier 1. Meanwhile, Chama is already on the Lord. They baited in the heavy spin. Now Seacat needs to flicker out. Owl respecting this. They need to be careful of Wise. He can certainly still go for the steal right now as Donut flickers out as well. Chama versus Wise. It's going to be Chama who finds him. Owl flickers forward to find the news bastion. A praise is right from Chama, but it's Yue who comes down. Now finding another. 3-4-2, but ultimately Burn X Flash secured the neutral objective.
Oh, massive plays coming out from Burn X Flash. It all started again with the ultimate coming out from Seacat to eventually punish Blacklist. Donut is finding the openings, and now they want to find the Yue
Wow, what a steal there with the top, but UN will still fall, and the crowd in Cambodia.
The crowd is roaring, and this is giving me the goosebumps that I want to see. The entirety of Burn X Flash, they're pushing right in. They manages to bring the middle lane turrets down and the bottom lane with the Lord marching down south. Blacklist International now being forced to play backwards. They're gonna have to hold themselves within their own jungle and look for a point in time where they can find a mistake from Burn X Flash, something that they do very often.
Heavy spin, pinning down Jamal, bringing him back under the tier 2 and the base turret. A good pickoff right now, but it does not stop Burn X Flash's siege down in the bottom lane tier 2. Renner's Apathy charged in mid lane, gonna be chunked down, but without Donut in that bottom lane, they'll still be able to find that tier 2 for free. No trades from Blacklist aside from the kill.
Burn X Flash have closed the disparity and is only at 2,000 gold. So things are looking extremely well, even though Burn X Flash have managed to bring down the bottom lane, two bottom lane turrets and two bottom lane turrets and one middle lane turret. They even gotten the top one. This is a lot of gold that is just rolling over to Burn X Flash. And Brody, he's catching up.
He's really caught up now. Donut is just 400 gold behind this Matrix. You saw that he was, what, 2,000 gold behind before? And now it's a 1,000 gold lead. 1.5 for Blacklist International. The recovery definitely was there for the side of Burn X Flash. That means, though, this is their timing. 9 minutes, we talked about it. That is the Burn X Flash timers. That's a burn timer. They really want to team fight during that moment. The Brody is a perfect hero to go for that kind of play, as well as the
real world manipulation. First the flicker and ITM! Finds the shutdown! The coordination right now is Donut's gonna be pinned down, but he has the flicker to get out. These 7 flickers forward, but Owl responds it over with a flicker of his own. Blacklist are still in this game, still holding on, grasping onto that gold lead.
Very equal resources used, except for the fact that Burn X Flash has managed to get a kill down to Oh My Venus. Perhaps the amount of sustainability from the side of Blacklist is just lacking, and they just don't have the proper way that they normally like to play to extend the team fights even longer, keep the opponents in a chokehold when it comes down to these neutral objectives. This time, they lost a little bit of control. Their front line is still great. They still have a lot of poke damage, which is going to be one of the main ways that they want to win. But when it comes down to really contesting the neutral objective, do they have got what it takes despite these initiating factors?
I think both teams have got what it takes. It's just a matter of skill issue, right? Who is gonna make a better play?
Another missed mechanic from Edward. Final slash flicker does not connect onto anyone. A little bit of a blunder. Now a big resource spent. G7. He's going to be spotted down. Owl pops into Renner's. Apathy a bit too early as ATM goes into the back line right now with the vengeance as well. It's a solo kill! And the queen falls as well.
No!
The king will try his best to go for the retribution with a heavy spin. Jamal's walking in. He wants at it, but he will not find it. The king still is able to secure the Lord, but Blacklist crumble in this team fight. Burn X Flash have risen in Cambodia.
Despite getting the Lord, 4 members from the side of Blacklist International has fallen. There's still the middle wave that's pushing in, and they will do what it takes to bring down this inhibitor turret and get themselves a big, big advantage.
Oh my god, can you defend if you're Blacklist? Burn X Flash, they have really watched a lot of videos.
But it's range. Donut will be slain. D7 with a response with a Numenon Blast, but Venus does not want to stop, wants to keep chasing. Does not find the Astral Sphere. It will be Burn X Flash with a disengage.
If you're watching a lot of Blacklist games, you know that they win during the Lord fights, when they go for heroes, when they turn for heroes. Burn X Flash, advanced play, go ahead, cancel play to the back lines.
ATM once again is jumping forward. Owl with an Abiru. Now it's a snipe as well, but it's going to be a good zone from Seacat to provide safety for his XP laner. Owl trying to lifesteal back in. Wise providing the zone as they will try their best to siege this turret down below. It's a good clear from Seacat.
It really seems as though Blacklist International is getting a little bit urgent here. They seem to be a bit desperate for what they want to get. They're starting to lose control of the game and they immediately push themselves over to the opponent's jungle, trying to siege on the turrets, trying to get whatever lead that they can before they completely loses it all.
Hometown buff. I mean, people from Cambodia, the fans from Cambodia, they bought the tickets, they went into the stadium, they want to be entertained. But Burn Splash is giving even more. They're giving a lot of hope, and now they do have the momentum against Blacklist International.
I think that ATM played a very vital role in that previous fight. He immediately identified where Owl is, and he understood that Blacklist International, no one else can really lock him down except for Wise, and he knew that Wise will use it right before the Lord needs to go down.
That's the play. They use Donut as well as ATM to go to the backlines. Typically, you don't want to use their marksman in the backlines, but this is Brody. You can get a pick off because of that hero in stage of the game.
And just like that.
And wait, by the way,
yes,
you can see Owl did not go for a Wind of Nature, by the way.
He did
went
not.
for Athena Shield.
Owl went for Athena Shield. He's putting a lot of respect onto ATM. I mean, after what has transpired, he knew that he's going to be one of the main targets of this Joy. And he also knows that Blacklist International, their own front lines, can't possibly stop him.
And if you're looking at your items, Burn Splash, if you're looking at the tab, you have to take advantage of this situation, knowing full well that the Wind of Nature won't come for about,
Yes.
2 minutes from now? This is your timing. Look for a play.
Well, top lane, in the XP lane, it does seem like UA got better trade here up against ATM, forcing him to back away, but it is still lane prio for Burn for now. We're looking to go for some more prio down below.
We're going back to the reset. We're looking at Burn Flash that do have their front lines as well as Blacklist International's front line, except for the fact that there is the middle wave for the side of Blacklist International. Wise is going to be starting things off with a ultimate, and ATM.
He baited the heavy spin, now the Vengeance comes in, Edward with the flicker, but it's not going to be able to find ATM just in time. Meanwhile, Donut! In the back! With the tournament memory! The 7-5 in white drive, and he does get it for the team! That's the saving grace for Blacklist International, but it's only UA and Venus left. The Lord spawns, but it spawns in the bottom lane.
It constantly goes for the same thing where Blacklist International gets the Lord and then Burn Flash tries to run it down.
The waves are crashing down. D7, no immortality. Venus trying to cut the way, but ATM will zone him away. D7, now with the shield. UA flickers forward! UA! What? With a double kill and a shutdown. Another double from Venus. Blacklist, they have recovered. With the Lord down below, Burn are forced back.
And Owl is back, and they have the minions. The flow of the waves are in their favor.
The Lord
Blacklist
is below.
International, the defense is there. And now they know now where Sikan is.
Sikan is going to be the only one alone with not a lot of health left.
Venus with the kill. The Lord is down below. The home ground advantage will not matter. Not to Blacklist International.